you're doing fine. I'm back again with Merchant of Venice. Today what I'm going to do is, like I promised earlier, I'm going to do a little different. It's kind of going to be a storytelling session. Now, mind it, storytelling session means I'm going to make it a little bit more interesting in placing the play, as I said, in the context of the Elizabethan times, and not only in the context of Elizabethan times, in the context of the popular works, for example, the Bible, how was it perceived, how was it read, interpreted by Shakespeare in this play, and how does he use it. I'm going to talk a little bit on that. Basically, the idea is to make it a bit more appealing and interesting rather than, drab classroom reading. Now, again, the question might pop up, ma'am, why do we have to know so many things? Now, my answer to any why WH question is, why not? It doesn't do us any harm to increase our knowledge. If you are working within a capsule, life becomes very boring. And certainly we don't want to make Shakespeare boring. And here, when I'm doing this, I have in mind those students especially who hate Shakespeare. Because there is no hard and fast rule that you have to love Shakespeare. But of course, if it is within the ICSE or ISC syllabus, then I have to do something to cope with it. And this is one of the ways of making things easier, so that instead of hating that person, you will perhaps be drawn to studying the play with less boredom than you usually do. Merchant of Venice. Do you think it is as easy as it seems to be? The answer to that would certainly be no, if you were to ask me that question. Why? Because like many critics, scholars, friends, enemies, students, researchers, teachers, I also find Merchant of Venice a very complex play. And it is also one of the most controversial. Why controversial? Because many people have seen it as anti-Semitic. Now, what is anti-Semitism? These are some of the words which I believe, when you're reading Merchant of Venice, must be taken into consideration. Hatred of Jews is what is known as anti-Semitism. Now, why do I say this play is about looking down upon Jews? Because I feel this comes closest to creating a political controversy. Controversy in the sense, this divide between the Christians and the Jews in the play, as is very apparent, and all of you must know it. You're quite intelligent. I don't need to spoon feed you with these ideas. And this play, mind you, had roused intense debate and controversy, and was actually banned from teaching in the United States at one point of time when there was a lot of pressure from the Jews. This play was used for the anti-Semitic purposes by the Nazis, and this play was used as a propaganda for anti-Semitism. And one of the things you must take into account is the fact that how does such a hatred of a particular race towards a particular religion take place? There has to be lots of myths and superstitions and taboos attached to it, which people find it acceptable and easy to believe. One of the many myths, false myths as I would say, surrounding anti-Semitism was something called the blood libel. What do I mean by it? It's nothing but people believed that the Jews practiced this. This is the killing of a Christian boy or a girl, okay, an infant, and its blood, that infant's blood, was used as part of their festivity and ritual, commonly known as the Passover, which is an absolute false myth.